There is a saying, give a man a fish and feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and feed him for a lifetime. There are many wonderful organizations that help a person in their time of need, but only ORT provides the skills for the future, enabling individuals to rise above their circumstances and succeed. For 133 years, ORT has been changing lives and impacting communities. And for 60 years, donors in Cleveland have supported that mission with their talents, their time, and their treasure. ORT came to Cleveland in 1953. And when you tell the history of ORT in Cleveland, it starts here. In that year, 20 women gathered to meet 3 women from Pittsburgh, one of whom was a former college roommate and friend of Marge Corman. The women came to talk about an organization that did important work educating poor children around the world. That night, the Cleveland chapter of Women's American-ORT, the first chapter, was formed. Marge went on to serve on every level of Women's American-ORT, culminating as National Vice President. Within a short time, there were 4 chapters in Cleveland, and in 1957, the Cleveland region was formed under the leadership of Ginny Klaus. The chapters were named to reflect Cleveland's status as the Forest City, and the infamous wood suffix was associated with each chapter. At its peak, there were nearly 5,000 women in 32 chapters.
My mother was involved with ORT for many, many years. And I remember as a teenager, her driving her car around the east side of Cleveland with stuff in the trunk, and we used to call it the ORT-mobile, because she was taking clothes from a home to an ORT depot or somewhere like that in order to make sure that she could raise some money. And so I have very early memories, happy memories, of my mother's involvement with ORT. She loved the principle that every single ORT child was special. I became involved with ORT while she was still living, which gave her a great deal of pleasure. And since her passing, which is 16 years ago, I have continued being involved with ORT and find it very meaningful on a number of levels.
Another of the women at the very first meeting was Susan Sill Shermer, and it wasn't long until the women of the Sill and Wilkoff families joined Women's American-ORT. In the late 1950s, Sonny and Alex Sill went to Europe with Gladys and Joe Spivak. While there, Sonny wanted to see an ORT school in Paris. Joe Spivak was so inspired by what he saw, he and Al launched a drive that established men's ORT chapters in Cleveland, Detroit, and Los Angeles. In 1960, the Cleveland chapter of American-ORT was launched, with Marvin Shermer serving as the first president. Bob Sill became part of the ORT family. Bob ultimately rose to the position of National President of American-ORT and later served as board chair of World ORT. Another early key leader of the men's ORT movement was Alvin Gray. Long active in the Cleveland chapter, he was elected president of American-ORT in 1983 and later served on the International ORT Board. The men and women who served as presidents of their respective regions were the foundation of ORT's success. While their leadership enabled ORT to change the lives of students around the world, their lives were changed as well. As they developed lifelong friendships, leadership and business skills, ORT enabled them to see a bigger view of the Jewish world.
ORT has given me a unique opportunity to see Jewish communities around the world, to see how international Jewish effort can enhance the lives of so many people and create educated, productive members of our community. Just been an amazing, life-changing slice of worldview that I would not otherwise have received in any other way.
We salute the men and women who answered the call to leadership to advance the ORT program.
In 1976, a friend of mine invited me to the ORT brunch. And I really had not had any idea what ORT was about. And when I left the brunch, I was amazed at all the things they'd have accomplished with such a small group, benefiting such a large group. And from that point forward, it was the beginning of my career when I spent like 40 years working with ORT. Education has been the basis of my philanthropic endeavors throughout my whole life, and ORT was really what got me started.
I continue to support ORT for a number of reasons, mainly because it works. An education cannot be taken away and is the real key to success in life. I know my time and money is going to be used to change lives, and that's very important to me. I continue to work with many of the same folks I started with over 25 years ago, and I like them. We've grown up, done a lot of good things together, and I can't seem to let that go, and there really is no reason to. The next generation in Cleveland is starting to take hold, and it's exciting to watch. I know we'll be in good hands, and I'd like to watch this happen from the expensive seats.
We have a common belief in the value of an education, and because of that, it isn't simply the way I feel about it. It isn't the way that Sue Ellen thinks about it. It is the way we think about it together, and it not only. I mean, we think about it with our own children, and I think that in many ways, it's a common thread that runs through families. That it isn't just the husband or the wife. It is for both of them. They think about their children's education. They think about education in a big picture.
And I would just add that I think that since it's an organization that both of us care about, our children have had the opportunity to see what ORT does. I think it was really meaningful for us as a family to visit the school outside Sderot by the Gaza Strip and see where children go to school not far from harm's way. And that was really meaningful as a family to experience, and I think if it were just Larry's charity or just my charity, we might not have taken the time as a family to visit a place like that. And it was meaningful for all 5 of us.
When you realize how close they are to Gaza, and they are providing a top-notch education to these kids, that's really terrific. And I think as a family, we really did appreciate it. It was a day well spent.
In 2007, after 80 years apart, Women's American ORT and American ORT reconnected in the formation of ORT America and now speak as one voice, one strong organization.
I think the most dynamic effect of the merger has been bringing the two organizations, Women's ORT and Men's ORT, together. Women's ORT had a long, widespread legacy of membership in Cleveland dating back for many, many years. At one point, I think there were 5,000 women members of ORT in Cleveland. Men's ORT, starting later, brought the unmatched ability of fundraising to the organization. The two groups got together, and it's been a fantastic merger. It's allowed ORT to speak with one voice in Cleveland and across the country. It's been a terrific venture. It's been a terrific merger.
As for the future, World ORT programs will continue to evolve to meet the demands and technologies of the day. Students around the globe will continue to turn to ORT for the help they need to achieve independence and self-sufficiency.
ORT in Cleveland is very fortunate to be celebrating a 60th anniversary this year that was made possible by a legacy of truly trailblazing leaders. As we think about the next 60 years and the foundation that these prior individuals have created for us, our opportunity is truly unlimited. The creativity, the energy, the opportunity to educate children around the world, I think is the best thing that we can do.
ORT Cleveland will continue to rise to the challenge to improve the lives of students around the world.